Welcome to DormalTalk. Today's episode is Tales of Horror Better Than Most Scary Movies You've Watched.
Seeing Red, The First Day of School by Leonell. Everyone loves the first day of school, right? New year, new classes, new friends. It's a day full of potential and hope before all the dreary depressions of reality show up to ruin all of the fun. I like the first day of school for a different reason, though. You see, I have a sort of power. When I look at people, I can sense a sort of aura around them, a colored outline based on how long that person has to live. Most everyone I meet around my age is surrounded by a solid green hue, which means they have plenty of time left. A fair amount of them have a yellow, orangish tinge to their auras, which tends to mean car crash or some other tragedy, anything that takes people before their time, as they say. Now, the real fun is when the auras venture into the red end of the spectrum. Every now and again, I'll see someone who's basically a walking stoplight. Those are the ones who get murdered or kill themselves. It is such a rush to see them and know their time is numbered. With that in mind, I always get to class very early so I can scout out my classmates' fates. The first kid who walked in was basically radiating red. I chuckled to myself, too damn bad, bro. But as people kept walking in, they all had the same intense glow, and finally I caught a glimpse of my rose-tinted reflection in the window. But I was too stunned to move. Our professor stepped in and locked the door. His aura, a sickening shade of green.
Bro, I thought it was going to be a school shooter.
Well, I feel like that is still what it is, technically.
I don't know. It's the teacher, bro.
Well, the teacher has something to... the teacher's the killer.
Definitely, but I thought, maybe a kid going crazy, But yeah, no, this sounds more like... This doesn't sound like a shooting. This sounds way more sadistic than a shooting.
Really? I mean, it sounds more sadistic than a random shooting. I mean, the horror of it, upon other things, is that the professor, someone the kids are supposed to trust, someone parents trust their young adult children with, is the one that's doing this. And yeah, when I read it, I do imagine a school shooting, but yes, it's a little bit different than the traditional ones.
Well, with the ending coming along, I actually kind of figured maybe he poisoned them or something like that. Because I'm pretty sure that he would have to get away with it if his aura was green. Like, he's going to be alive for a while.
That is such a good point. He's not going to get caught.
I wouldn't go that far. He might get caught, but what I'm getting at is the fact that he's got to be caught alive.
That's true.
And I don't really think it'd be easy to catch him, or that he would survive if it was a shooting. Because that would, rush people to the scene and kind of shoot on sight.
I don't know, maybe he would turn himself in. I mean, I could see it happening. I don't really see any other way it would happen, but it's a gnarly one for sure. It's kind of that situation of, if you go searching for something, you might not like what you find, and if I had that power, I would hope that I could turn it on, because I don't want to go around knowing how much time people have left. That just sounds too stressful.
This story is called Guardians by Dark Alligator.
He awoke to the huge insect-like creatures looming over his bed and screamed his lungs out. They hastily left the room and he stayed up all night, shaking and wondering if it had been a dream. The next morning, there was a tap on the door. Gathering his courage, he opened it to see one of them gently place a plate filled with fried breakfast on the floor, then retreat to a safe distance. Bewildered, he accepted the gift. The creatures chittered excitedly. This happened every day for weeks. At first he was worried they were fattening up, but after a particularly greasy breakfast left him clutching his chest from heartburn, they were replaced with fresh fruit. As well as cooking, they poured hot steamy baths for him, and he even tucked him in when he went to bed. It was bizarre. One night he awoke to gunshots and screaming. He raced downstairs to find a decapitated burglar being devoured by the insects. He was sickened, but disposed of the remains as best as he could. He knew they had just been protecting him. One morning, the creatures wouldn't let him leave his room. He lay down, confused but trusting as they ushered him back to bed. Whatever their motives, they weren't going to hurt him. Hours later, a burning pain spread through his body. It felt like his stomach was filled with razor wire. The insects chittered as he spasmed and moaned. It was only when he felt a terrible squirming feeling beneath his skin that he realized the insects hadn't been protecting him. They'd been protecting their young.
So that one also kind of caught me off guard because I was actually thinking that, yeah, pretty much. I actually thought he was the food, which I guess technically he still was, but for the babies.
Yeah.
I thought they were like kind of, I don't know, I was thinking they're going to farming humans route kind of deal.
Well, they imposed that idea when they says at first he was worried they were fattening up, and they were trying to fatten him up, and then when they switch out the greasy breakfast with the fruit, he's like, I guess they're not trying to fatten me up and eat me.
Yeah.
They're just trying to keep them healthy. Healthy toast for the babies. Oh yeah, that's a classic.
Like a tarantula moth.
Egg layer story right there.
That or the Mothman.
Tarantula wasp.
What's a tarantula wasp?
What is a tarantula wasp?
Yeah, I've never heard of that.
It's the tarantula killer.
Wasp about this big with red wings. What it does is it crawls down in the tarantula's hole, plants its egg inside the
tarantula?
spider.
The stinger paralyzes the tarantula,
and then the babies eat the tarantula.
Yeah.
So they're
Crazy.
actually very vulnerable. Local tarantulas.
That's insane.
Yeah, you'll see them. They show up at a certain time of year.
Well, no, I've seen tarantulas often. I've seen them even like at camps and stuff where I've worked, but the wasps like crazy.
They're quite large, like at least that big.
Nice.
With scarlet wings.
This New Old House by Bad Outta Hell 821. We bought an old house, my boyfriend and I. He's in charge of the new construction, converting the kitchen into the master bedroom, for instance, while I'm on wallpaper removal duty. The previous owner papered every wall and ceiling. Removing it is brutal but oddly satisfying. The best feeling is getting a long peel, similar to your skin when you're peeling from a sunburn. I don't know about you, but I kind of make a game of peeling, on the hunt for the longest piece before it rips. Under a corner section of paper in every room is a person's name and a date. Curiosity got the best of me one night when I Googled one of the names and discovered the person was actually a missing person. The missing date matching the date under the wallpaper. The next day, I made a list of all the names and dates. Sure enough, each name was for a missing person with dates to match. We notified the police, who naturally sent out the crime scene team. I overheard one text say, "Yep, it's human." Human? What's human? Man, where's the material you removed from the walls already? This isn't wallpaper you're removing.
The heck did we just read, bro?
That was a dirty one. That one was a little bit naughty.
Dude, the funnier thing is, I don't know about anyone else, but when we read this, when I saw it, yup, it's human, for some millisecond, I was thinking some kind of aliens for a moment.
Sure, yeah.
I thought maybe it was going to take that course, not that the wallpaper was actually people.
I mean, when they talk about peeling, you know, like a long, satisfying peel after your sunburn, I almost had to stop reading because, like, I don't know, I have sensory issues. I'm not down for that. So that alone was enough to make this story, like, shuddery for me.
That didn't make it shuddery, but when you get to the end, it actually kind of brings out what they were talking about right there, because it was legit skin.
It was foreshadowing for
sure.
So,
yeah. Dude, this person's a really good writer.
That's dark. That's dark and disgusting, and it makes me quite uncomfortable, and I will never buy a house that has wallpaper on the walls, that's for sure, without requesting it'll be removed.
You could just get one of those, like, DNA swabs or something and check the walls.
I mean, think about the process of that. So you're a serial killer. Or, yeah, you're a serial killer, right?
Well, yeah, it had to be multiple people. He's got the dates of all of the missing persons
and
cases.
You skin every person, you know, pound their skin into paper, and just roll it onto your walls. Like, the curing process for that, like, you have to definitely do something to the skin. Maybe soak it in
You get that Jeepers Creepers vibe in the basement. Just, like, slashing the bodies.
Well, I haven't seen Jeepers Creepers, remember?
Oh, that's right. We were talking about that yesterday. It's a great movie. You should watch it. Well, I mean, decent horror movie. Definitely check it out. The music, though, is killer.
Yeah, I've definitely heard the song. The song is a hitter.
Nice.
Thanks for joining us on DormalTalk. Don't forget to leave a like, share, comment, and subscribe. We'll be back at you with another episode soon. Thank you.